What drives a person to destroy something beautiful, something built with love and hope? In the small town of Willow Creek, where community ties ran deep and every spring bloomed with shared dreams, a single act of spite unraveled a tapestry of trust. This is the story of Karen Whitaker, a woman whose bitterness poisoned more than just a garden, and the devastating consequences that followed. It was early April, and Willow Creek buzzed with excitement. The town's annual garden project, a volunteer-driven initiative, was in full swing. For years, residents had transformed a barren lot on the edge of town into a vibrant community garden, bursting with Karen flowers, delicate, star-shaped blossoms in shades of violet and gold. The garden wasn't just a patch of land. It was a symbol of unity, a place where children learned to plant seeds, where elders shared stories, and where neighbors found solace in the rhythm of growth. This year, the garden was set to expand, with plans for a children's learning area and a butterfly sanctuary. Leading the charge was Mia Alvarez, a young botanist whose passion for the project was infectious. Her vision drew dozens of volunteers, including a quiet newcomer named Ethan, who worked tirelessly but kept to himself. Karen Whitaker, however, was not among them. A retired accountant with a sharp tongue and a reputation for complaints, Karen lived across the street from the garden. She'd never hidden her disdain for the project, grumbling about the noise, the parked cars, and the mess of dirt and mulch. To her, the garden was an eyesore, a chaotic invasion of her orderly world. But no one suspected how far her resentment would go. One crisp morning, as the sun rose over Willow Creek, Mia arrived at the garden to find a scene of horror. The Karen flowers, once radiant, lay wilted and blackened, their petals curling like charred paper. The soil was slick with an oily sheen, and a sharp chemical odor hung in the air. Volunteers gathered, stunned, as Mia knelt among the ruined blooms, tears streaming down her face. "Who could do this?" she whispered, her voice breaking. The question lingered, heavy and unanswered, as the community grappled with the loss. Word spread quickly, and suspicion fell on Karen. Her public complaints had made her a convenient target, but there was no proof yet. The town's sheriff, Clara Thompson, launched an investigation, collecting soil samples and interviewing volunteers. Meanwhile, Mia and her team worked frantically to save what they could, but the damage was catastrophic. The chemicals later identified as a potent herbicide had seeped deep into the soil, rendering it toxic. The garden, their labor of love, was dead. As days passed, the community's grief turned to anger. Fundraisers were held to cover cleanup costs, and volunteers vowed to rebuild. Ethan, the quiet newcomer, surprised everyone with his dedication, spending hours researching soil remediation techniques and rallying support. His gentle demeanor and unexpected expertise won Mia's trust, and soon, they were working side by side, forging a quiet bond amid the chaos. But beneath the surface, tensions simmered. Anonymous notes began appearing in mailboxes, accusing Karen of sabotage. Graffiti reading "Justice for the Garden" appeared on her fence. The town was fracturing, and Karen, defiant and unapologetic, only fueled the fire with her dismissive remarks. Then came the twist no one saw coming. Late one evening, Clara received a tip from an unlikely source, Ethan. He'd been working in the garden the night of the sabotage and had seen something odd, a figure slipping away from the lot, too tall to be Karen. He'd kept silent, hoping to avoid trouble, but guilt had gnawed at him. Armed with this lead, Clara reviewed security footage from a nearby gas station. The grainy video revealed not Karen, but her estranged son, Daniel, pouring liquid from a canister into the garden. Daniel, a drifter who'd returned to Willow Creek months earlier, had a history of petty crimes and a grudge against the town that had shunned him. Karen, it turned out, had known of his plan but did nothing to stop it, her silence born of a twisted loyalty to her son and her own hatred for the garden. The revelation shocked Willow Creek. Daniel was arrested, and Karen, implicated as an accomplice, faced charges of environmental vandalism and conspiracy. The courtroom was packed as the trial unfolded, a spectacle of raw emotion. Mia testified, her voice trembling as she described the garden's significance, not just to her, but to the children who'd planted their first seeds, to the elders who'd found purpose there. Daniel, defiant, claimed he'd acted alone, but Karen's icy demeanor cracked under cross-examination. "I didn't pour the chemicals," she spat, "but I'm glad it's gone. That garden was a lie, a fake show of community." Her words stunned the room, a confession of heartlessness that sealed her fate. The judge's ruling was merciless. Daniel was sentenced to prison, and Karen was fined $200,000, an amount that wiped out her savings. But the true punishment was her court-ordered task to restore every plant in the garden, under strict supervision, until the land was healed. For Karen, a woman who loathed dirt and disorder, it was a humiliation beyond measure. The town watched as she toiled, her hands blistered from digging, her face etched with resentment. Mia, ever hopeful, tried to guide her, believing even Karen could find redemption in the act of creation. But Karen's heart remained closed, her every move a grudging obligation. As months passed, the garden slowly came back to life. New Karen flowers bloomed, their vibrant colors a testament to the community's resilience. Ethan's expertise proved invaluable, and whispers spread that he wasn't just a volunteer but a former environmental scientist who'd left a high-flying career after a personal tragedy. His quiet strength anchored Mia, and their friendship deepened into something more, a flicker of hope amid the scars. The town rallied, too, with children planting seeds and elders sharing stories once more. Yet Karen remained an outsider, her presence a reminder of betrayal. The final blow came in late autumn, as the garden's grand reopening approached. Karen, nearing the end of her court-ordered restoration, collapsed while planting a row of Karen flowers. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital, where doctors discovered a terminal illness she'd hidden for years. In her final days, confined to a hospital bed, Karen received a visitor, Mia. Against all odds, Mia brought a single Karen flower, its golden petals glowing in the sterile room. "This is what you helped bring back," Mia said softly. "It's not just a plant. It's us. All of us." Karen turned away, her eyes glistening, but said nothing. She died days later, alone, her heart unyielding to the end. The garden's reopening was a bittersweet triumph. Hundreds gathered, their laughter and music filling the air as children ran through the butterfly sanctuary and elders admired the new learning area. Mia stood at the center, Ethan by her side, and spoke of healing not just of the land, but of the human spirit. Yet as she looked at the Karen flowers, their beauty now a symbol of both hope and loss, she felt a pang of sorrow. Karen's act of destruction had left a wound that no bloom could fully erase. The town had rebuilt, but it would never be the same. In the end, the garden stood as a testament to resilience, but also a reminder of the cost of bitterness. Karen's legacy was not just a fine or a task, but a warning that hatred, left unchecked, poisons more than the ground it poisons the soul. And as the Karen flowers swayed in the autumn breeze, they whispered a truth Willow Creek would never forget. Beauty can rise from ruin, but some hearts remain barren forever. ND.